Hey guys, welcome to the Superhero Cut Show where we talk about things Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. It's your boy Stevie Hayes. So happy you guys have joined me today. Please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you know when we post. So I want to talk about the Ahsoka show because obviously I dropped a breakdown yesterday, but today I wanted to talk very shortly about Anakin because Anakin coming back is a really big deal. And, there was a lot that was, done with Anakin in this episode that I think was spoken but was also unspoken. There were just certain looks and stuff like that we saw that caught my, then a nerd said something that caught me. He said, I wish I could hear what Dave Filoni was directing them and telling them like what was happening in these certain moments when they made these certain faces and looks. So obviously, this is the best performance from Anakin that I have seen in all of the performances, counting the Clone Wars. I mean, Hayden Christensen legit took a mix of his performance from when he was Anakin, and he took very, 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 very much from the Star Wars, the Clone Wars content, and really like brought everything together. And it was one of the best acting I've seen in my life. And I was legit in awe of every shot, every scene, every part of this episode. I was just legit. It was so amazing. But I do want to do a deep dive and explain what this means for Anakin as a character and where I believe he's at, in regards to Star Wars and his place in the universe. So Anakin's destiny was to become a being that controls the world between worlds. And I think there might be more to that, but at least this is from what I've seen in this last episode. The world between world obeys Anakin, and he can shape it any way he wants. He can even take people to any point in time without needing a gateway or needing them to willingly join. He can force you to go with him to a point in time, which we saw with Ahsoka. And he can also change his own appearance throughout the whole entire time. Anakin is not a person or a Jedi. He is an entity. He is a god. That is what Anakin is at this point. It looks to me that Anakin has accepted the duties of the father, the son, and the daughter. From what it seems like to me, Anakin is all three. He's the embodiment of all three, which is what we've seen when he was kind of switching from the dark to the light so easily. It was insane. Anakin has mastered both sides of the Force. Anakin allowed himself to push Ahsoka by turning fully into Darth Vader because he wanted to teach her how to live. And when she learned the lesson, he turned back into the light side of Anakin Skywalker, or what I like to call the balance of the two. Anakin in this episode has showed us perfectly the balance. I believe that in this episode, we saw the full potential of Anakin Skywalker. Anakin and this is the theory that I'm kind of starting to run with, that Anakin is the last Mortis God. And to me, this makes sense because he fulfills the prophecy that he brings balance to the Force because he is the balance of the Force. I believe that the world between worlds is a type of limbo to some extent because Ahsoka was, the whole thing of Anakin saying like, you do you want to live or die? I do believe a part of that did mean the fact that like Ahsoka is about to die, that she's like on the cusp of dying because she was drowning. She got sent in the ocean. So I believe that was it, but also the living or dying meant something else as well, as into her spirituality, because she was destroying her own self by, feeling the guilt, because she felt like she was the reason why the whole Jedi Order fell and all that jazz. But anyways, so that's how I feel about Anakin. I believe that Anakin is a Mortis God, but I believe that he is something I believe that he is something more than that. He is an entity. Like, he is like the controller. And as Anakin being the chosen one, I love this for him. And so that's where I feel like Anakin is. And the wild thing about it, guys, is that I can see Anakin doing this more with other characters, and not that they were like abuses, but I can see Anakin doing something like this with a Luke Skywalker. Like, imagine Hayden and Luke Skywalker interacting in the world between worlds. That would be insane. So Anakin is kind of like the Watcher, man. He is the father. He is controlling the balance, and seeing just Anakin, as I said, switch back and forth was like art. I've never seen someone switch back so beautifully like that in Star Wars history. And the way that Anakin was talking to Ahsoka, right? One of the things that caught me is that when Ahsoka was bringing up Anakin's, time as, being Vader and being like a man of just death following him, he so swiftly just swerved those things. And I believe the reason why is because as Anakin being this godly being, he sees past all that. All Anakin looks at is the bigger picture to the Force. And I believe that, one of the things that Anakin taught Ahsoka, and we're gonna dig deeper into this on Friday when I do a video on what Anakin taught Ahsoka. Check this out. Anakin made Ahsoka look past Anakin's faults and look more into her life, more into who she is. That was one of the things that I felt like, was what I felt like Anakin was trying to teach her as well. Like, you got to look past the things that I've done, and you got to look to the greater vision of the Force and the greater vision of what you're here to do. And so, yeah, this episode was legit amazing, and I'm happy and I love it. Tell me what you guys like, or tell me what you guys think about this. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about Anakin, but that's kind of like the view of how I feel about him at this moment. So please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, and have a wonderful day.